In the previous video, we discussed the programming from an early age, such as when we are involved in school, elementary, junior high, high school, and then going off to college, making it to a workplace where we have gotten an education in college and going into our regular 9 to 5. That's not including when we have to work those 12-hour shifts, right? And sometimes more to be able to provide for ourselves and our families, right? Because in this world, we have needs. We need to be able to provide for our shelter, for our food, for the clothes that we're going to wear, for just our basic needs. We have to be able to provide for it. And the way that we've learned to do that for ourselves is through work, right? And so, because we've been programmed from an early age to believe that we must go through an educational system where we are we are attending for more than 8 hours, not including the time that we're commuting there, and the same thing with employment, right? And so that leaves us with very little time to be able to address ourselves, to address our needs. And so what we end up doing is finding means to distract ourselves, finding means to cope with reality. And sometimes those means that we find are not the best for ourselves. And what this leads us to is to always be in a sort of rat race where we're just always looking to consume and get more in order to be able to satisfy our earthly needs, right? And so I bring this up today because we've been programmed this way from an early age. Nobody told us about creating for ourselves, right? Nobody told us that if we were to go within, and they don't teach this either, right? Nobody teaches us that we are one with Source, who is a creator, right? The Most High God is the creator of us here, of everything that we see. He's the creator. And so, as his children, we too can create. And so, nobody teaches us that. Nobody teaches us the laws of the universe, and that our purpose is to be here and have an earthly experience what it is to be a human being, right? And remember that we are a spiritual being having a human experience. And us being a spiritual being means that we are part of Creator. And that just like the Creator was able to create certain things, so can we. Right? And so, with that understanding, I wanted to bring that out because nobody really takes the time to be able to analyze what has really been done to us, what have we agreed to without realizing what we're agreeing to. As for me, I am one with Creator, with the Most High God, and as his child, I'm able to create, right? But in order to be able to get to that point in our lives, we have to be able to detach from the programming, because just like the Creator, we too have a purpose. We too come here with a purpose. We too come here with gifts. We too come here with abilities. And in order to get to the nit of that, we have to detach from the programming, right? And really go within. And when we detach from the programming, we get to a point of where we also need to get to forgive. Forgive it all and not pass judgment. And when we do that, we're able to access the God who resides within us. Automatically, when we begin to forgive, when we begin to detach, we automatically start making better choices for ourselves, start making better decisions for ourselves when it comes to our eating habits, when it comes to the things that we engage with, when it comes to the things that we allow in our lives, right? And so, what that leads us to is to awaken the God within us. And so, we'll begin to realize that our lives, our spark here, is more than following a script where we get up, we go to work, right? And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but I am saying that one of the things that we should have been taught is to, the same way we give time to the workplace, to the educational system, which is distorted. That's another topic. The same way we give our time and attention and our energy to that, we should be able to give our time and our attention and our energy to ourselves first. Because what's happening is that as we go into these, how can I say this? Let's call it a simulation. As we go into these simulations, when we come out of there, we're drained of our energy, we're tired. The reason being that we went there and we gave them an exchange. You perform a service in exchange for money, right? When you come out, you're tired. You barely have enough energy to go and, take care of your home, eat, take a shower, maybe do something else, read a book or something, and then go to sleep. And I just want to bring out awareness into this so that we could start looking at things from a different perspective of what truly is happening here in society as a whole, so that we could start making better choices for ourselves, right? Because when we know for sure, when we are aware who we are in the presence of the Creator, right? And we have not, I'm not even gonna say done the work, because a lot of people are not yet woken, but there's more than the script that was given to us. There's more than just getting up, going to work, cleaning the house, taking care of the children, taking care of the husband, taking care of the wife, and repeating it again. We are co-creators with source. Everything that we see around here was created. Somebody had a thought, and then it manifested into a reality, right? And so we all have those same abilities. And I just wanted to bring that awareness, and for us to also understand that because we were programmed from an early age to believe that this is what we were supposed to do, that this is the life, that is what success is, right? That's what social media shows. That's what religion would say, right? That you get married, you have your children, you got your house, you go on holidays 2 to 3 times a year, vacation 2 to 3 times a year, and that's it, right? And then the rest of your time you spend it working. And so I want that to be real for ourselves. Like, do you feel happy with that? Is that what you want for you? Right? And then again, there are bills and things that we have to pay, but as we are creators with source, we can create our own reality. We can manifest what it is that we want into our life through creating, right? So, I'm going to leave it there. I hope this makes sense. I'm going to come back with more a bit later.